Welcome back to Q Dads, guys. Yes, it's me, Ben, and today we are here with another expanded, and that's where we dive deep into some of the theories and just talk about them a little bit more. So, the theory today that I'm bringing you is obviously all about Gemma. For me, Gemma is still the main focal point within the series, as a lot of people it still is as well. And after the horrific episode of a Miss Cobel backstory, I need to kind of plug at the strings a little bit of how Miss Cobell and her backstory and the fact that she's almost the creator of the Severed program, how that connects into Gemma and the rest of the people within Severance. So there's a theory going around which obviously we can't take credit for, but it's all around the fact that Gemma is the simplest way to put it is that she's like some kind of Siri or Alexa for Amazon, where she's the go to point for everything. So, as we saw a couple episodes ago, where she was being tested in these rooms, now imagine you are a normal person, you're going about your day, and you think to yourself, right, I've got a dentist appointment. I'm not very happy, I don't want to go, but I've got to go. Now, the way the current severed program works is that you can then sever your own mind to a different personality. And yes, I've touched on the quantum theory for a long time. I'm throwing it in there, but I'm not discussing it today. But you can separate yourself, and then a different version of you can go and experience that pain of the dentist, which is what happened to Gemma. Yet, what if Gemma is actually the mind, the consciousness that you take out when you visit the dentist? So you go, you take a pill, you push a button, however you activate that chip, it brings out Gemma, who then, in a way, experiences the pain of the dentist for you so you don't have to. And then you then go back to your normal days. Obviously, you're going to have a bit of pain afterwards, the residual effect, but it's not your mind. You're not separating your own consciousness. You're really just tapping into someone else's. So, therefore, it doesn't mess with your mind as much. So, it's a little bit more, I don't know, practical, more efficient in a way. Now, the way that we can tie this into the previous episode with Miss Cobell is actually the fact that the town itself, Cold Harbour, and yes, I'm saying that the town is Cold Harbour because there was a harbour in the town and it was cold. I've made that connection right there. So, the fact that in this Cold Harbour town, right, imagine the workers of this factory, they're really annoyed, they're overworked. You, with your colleague, you're really disgruntled because he didn't do as much work as you did that day. So when you go to the bar afterwards, you have a conversation about it, you might fall out. Now, what they're doing here and testing it with Gemma is actually everyone has this chip. Now, when you go to the factory and you work, you then either have a split personality and go down the route of a bar is a different personality, your house is a different personality, the local park is a different personality, and almost have every area separate from anything else. Or we go down the fact that these guys, again, in this town, are all then going to tap into this resource, this Gemma. So the ability to kind of go into work or into a bar in leisure time and actually tap into just Gemma's mind and have Gemma experience it, have Gemma handle the difficult conversations. And this kind of works in what you'd expect to be a hive mind. So Gemma is the central point. Her mind is kind of the bread and butter, the basis of the Severed program. Then everyone, which they're going to test in Cold Harbour, but everyone within the towns across the world, whenever they want to make a difficult decision, or they want to go to the dentist, for example, or they want to, write Christmas cards with their left hand, they tap into this Gemma or a version of Gemma to then handle all of that because they know that her mind can go through this process easily enough. And that kind of stems down to a lot of sci-fi shows that we see where it takes a certain human, a certain DNA, a certain mindset to be able to withstand changes of the human body. So Gemma is one of those people. Her mind has been able to withstand the pulling and the tugging of different quantum states constantly that she has now become this hive mind. And you could take this one step further if we just branch away for a second, away from the hive mind, and let's talk about the fact of why are they testing all these multiple things and how it connects to Kier Egan, the founder of Lumon. Now, what we've got to understand is that in most times of need, when someone is really worrying with money issues or relationship issues, they tend to pray. And, speak of it what you will, for any religion, everyone always tends to pray to a god, some god, in general. Pray to Jesus. We do lots of different things like that. But what if, instead of saying the words, oh, God help me, Jesus, please tell me what to do, what if you could actually tap into Kier Egan and have him not only tell you what to do, but follow through with that command as well? It's almost like we see Lumon as this cult. We've seen the pure devoted people, right? That their kind of dedication to Lumon runs deep into the core of those individuals. So if they need something doing, or they want to question their own life choices, should I drive the yellow car or should I drive the green car? Okay, I'm really struggling. Let me go and ask Kier Egan. Flip the switch. Let him decide the answer of which car you should drive, and then switch it back. Now imagine that, not actually just praying to a god, because Kier Egan is seen as a pretty big person and a god in some cases. Now, if you, instead of asking and saying, tell me what to do, what can we do, you ask Kier, and Kier shows you the way physically. Or you could then even take that a step further and have Kier Egan as the mind telling you what to do, but then Gemma as the actual, almost the person that then endures that task and has the pain and the worry and the turmoil on her mind happen. And you just have to live with any physical parts of the body, that's all. But the bits that actually really dwell inside your brain aren't. They're just dwelling inside the chips that are then within your brain. And again, it all does fall back to this hive mind. We have one or two kind of main focal points. And again, like Mark at the moment, he's going through a reintegration phase because his mind, his chip, it's all leaking back together, and that's messing him up a little bit. But actually, if we were going with someone else's mind, would that have the same effect? Now, yes, you're probably thinking to yourself, Ben, you're talking absolute rubbish. Do you know what? Maybe I am, but maybe I'm not. You know what I mean? Prove me wrong. Hit me in the comments and tell me your thoughts. Don't just say we're wrong. Give us a good debate. That's what we love here. But that's what you've got to think about. Why else would they be testing Gemma over and over and over again? What ultimately is the end goal in all of this? Why show that town with all the kind of the devotees to Lumon? What's the connection there? There's so many different things that people theorise that they've got right, but actually we don't fully know. Gemma could be going through this in terms of Mark in that final Cold Harbour moment, and it's all about love and fertility and the rebirth of the human soul, and there's so many different angles you could go down. But actually, what if it is as simple as creating a hive mind? Someone there to take it all. Who knows? Well, that was my theory. Is Lumon working on a hive mind? Let me know in the comments. And let me know about any of the points. What do you think about the God theory? The fact that Kier Egan is almost seen as a leader, a godlike figure within the community. What do you think about him being part of everybody's minds? So again, you don't have to go and say, pray to God, help me. You can actually ask that God, or Kier Egan in this instance. But let me know those thoughts. Am I wrong? Am I right? You decide. And that's it, guys. That's all we have time for on today's Expanded. I'm going to be looking at some other theories that I can dive a little bit deeper into. So obviously, if you guys have any, please do let me know. And of course, I want to end with a question actually about what are you guys going to be watching after Severance, because we've only got 2 more episodes left. So let me know in the comments and we'll see if we're watching the same thing. Right, as always guys, thanks for watching and we'll catch you next time with something new.